So let us see Autonic's Ben series universal AC/DC photoelectric sensors with built-in amplifiers. So these sensors are supporting both 24 volts DC supply as well as mains 230 volts AC supply. These sensors are available in all the three configurations, which is uh, through beam type, reflective type, retroreflective with polarization filters, as well as diffuse type. So they also provide features such as light on, dark on operation mode switch on it, sensitivity adjustment, stability indicator is also there, and there is an also operation indicator. These models are also available in two types, one with relay contacts and another with NPN and PNP types also. This is one application where the Ben series is being used for detection of car presence or absence, as well as the lift positions in the car parking area. So Ben 300 DFR, we are going to look at this particular sensor of Ben series. So 300 indicates it is having 300 sensing distance, which is 30 centimeters sensing distance, and DFR indicates it is an diffuse type photoelectric sensor. So the sensor looks like this over here. In a single housing, it's having emitter and receiver and works in diffuse mode. It is having 5 color wires on for wiring, of which brown and blue can be used for the powering of sensor. You can use an 24 volt SMPS, or on the same wires you can use either a 230 volts AC supply. It will accept both of them and it will get powered on. The control output for this particular model, it's a relay type model, hence it is having COM and NONC terminals available with it. If it is an NPN type, PNP type, then the respective wires would be available for the electrical connection. So we are going to look at how this relay type wiring can be used to connect loads for this sensor. So either we can go with two approaches. The first approach could be white wire, which is the COM wire. You can connect it to 24 volts, and normally open and normally closed, you can connect it to loads, and the other side of the load you can connect to 0 volts. So as the sensor will get triggered, normally open will become close and load 1 will on, and if sensor is untriggered, normally close will um, remain close and load 2 will be on. Okay, or vice versa, you can also use the other approach in which you can provide 24 volts directly to the load, and you can switch the 0 volts for these loads via NONC. So to the COM terminal you can give 0 volt supply. So the sensor also comes with light on, dark on operation modes. So based on that you can have the operations. Say for example, if you are set the sensor for light on mode and object is present, the sensor gets triggered. Okay, because this is, since this is diffuse type, if object comes in front of the sensor, the diffuse light will enter into the sensor receiver part and the sensor will get triggered. That is light on mode. Receiver is receiving light. When the object is present, it will get triggered. In light on mode, if object is absent, there is no way the reflected light can come in the receiver. Hence the sensor remains untriggered. The exact opposite operation will happen when we use the sensor in dark on mode. So in dark on mode, if the sensor, if the object is present, light would enter into the receiver. Okay, so the receiver will not stay in dark and hence the sensor will not get triggered. But if no object is present in front of the sensor, the receiver remains in dark mode and the sensor triggers. So light on and dark on are the concepts which are um, explained with the help of receiver, whether it receives light or it doesn't receive light. Okay, in light on mode, if receiver receives light, it gets triggered. In dark on mode, if receiver does not receive light, it gets triggered. Let us see one demonstration uh, showing the concept of light on dark on as well as wiring of relay type Ben series model, which is diffuse model, with this first case. So we are going to use Ben 300 DFR for this demonstration, as you can see on the screen. Let me set it up. So we can see the sensor has been set up at zero reference over here on the scale, and this will be our sensing object for this application, for this demonstration. So we can see here there are two LED blocks that we are using, which is one is for normally open type, which is the black color wire from the sensor side. Then we have normally closed, which is the gray color wire. And the common terminal, which is white wire of the sensor, is connected to 24 volts here. And the basic sensor wiring, which is 24 volts to brown, and blue is connected to 0 volts. Now, let me tell you the sensor light on dark on mode switches. So here light on and dark on mode switch right now is kept at dark on, and sensitivity adjustment is this one is the sensitivity adjustment knob, which is almost at middle position right now. The first one is the sensor trigger LED, and second one is the sensor stability indicator. Let me put the light on dark on mode to light on. Okay, so this is the normally closed signal. Sensor has not been triggered, and even the object, the sensor is not able to sense till 30 centimeters. Okay, let's say I want to sense the sensor over here at 25 centimeters, and I want to configure the sensor has been set up. My objects are coming, say, on the conveyor belt or any application. I want to set it up at 25, and I want to tune the sensor for this distance. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to first set up whether we want to use the sensor in light on mode or dark on mode. Let's say we will try it for light on mode now, and then I'll show you what happens in dark on mode. Okay, so in light on mode, let's set the sensitivity of the sensor. I am rotating the sensor sensitivity adjustment knob to clockwise position slowly and steadily, and at this point we can see the sensor is able to detect the object from a far away of around 25 centimeters. Okay, and you can see this out LED of the sensor has turned on, but the stability indicator is still off. So if I take the object away from 25, okay, it is okay at around 27 and a half, the sensor turned off, and I'm taking the object again back closer. Okay, so you can see it is almost sensing till 26.5, and at 27.5 it is turning off, so hysteresis is almost 1 centimeters. If I want to sense my object precisely only at 25, I need to adjust the sensitivity adjustment more. So I am slowly adjusting it. Okay, so I'm getting the sensor sensed at 25, and at 26 the sensor is turning off. So almost 1 centimeter is the hysteresis. But in actual application, if you want to sense your object precisely at 25 every time properly, okay, we need to make sure the stability indicator is also on. Okay, so if we rotate the sensor more a bit, we can see the stability indicator is also on. If I show you in this way, and also the output LED is on. Okay, so if I take out the object, we can see the output is off, At 25 if I keep it, the output is on along with the stability indicator. So in this case we can see when the object is present, normally close became open and LED turned off. Normally open became close and LED turned on. This is light on operation when the object is present. If the object is removed due to light on operation, light is not received, sensor is not triggered, normally closed the circuit, normally open is not triggered, hence it is open. Now if I change the mode to dark on mode, okay, in dark on mode we can see the output is directly triggered without any object. Okay, and since output is triggered, normally close became open, normally open became close. Okay, and if I keep the object, I can see the output turned off because it is dark on mode, and normally close became close. Okay, and vice versa. Even after supplying 230 volts to the same sensor, it is still powered on. Okay, if you need, I can also connect it back to 24 volts and I'll show you on the multimeter. It also works with 24. So we can see the sensor is still powered on. If I show you the supply voltage, we can see the supply voltage is 24 volts and the sensor is powered on. Okay, so this particular model of Ben series also supports AC supply as well as DC supply. Hence, it is called as universal supply model. Let us check the different models in Ben series. So these are the different models that we have in Ben series. We have Ben series with through beam type with 10 meters range, Ben series on in retroreflective type in 5 meters range, and in 3 meters range with polarized retroreflective, and with diffuse. What we saw in this demonstration is 300 mm sensing range. So all these sensors are capable of detecting objects which are opaque in nature. So only in diffuse type we can have a translucent type object, okay, not completely transparent. Um, so if we purchase a sensor with AC/DC type or relay type, is basically having universal inputs available. So either you can connect to 30 volts or 24 volts. But if you go for a transistor output model, then we don't have here 230 volts universal input um, supported. We only have 24 volts, 12 to 24 volts DC supported in that model. Okay, thank you.